Okay, so let's do a roll call at this point. Just let me know if you just unmute just really say you're present. VJ Jan, present. I'm here. First Vice President Barbara Williams.
Here.
Second Vice President Elena Aminova.
Here.
Recording Secretary Erica Cooper.
Present.
Treasurer Andy Millis King. I know Andy's here.
We see him.
He is there, right?
Present.
Okay, members Chang.
Here.
Micah Morrison.
Here.
Yeah, you made it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Good. Robert Tamayev. Is the bird here? No. The bird flew away. Not excused. Howard Pollock.
Present.
Rajwinder Kaur.
Present.
Thank you so much. Great. So good afternoon, everyone. Again, welcome to our public members who are here from the community. Thank you all for being here for this special meeting. This special meeting is being called specifically to discuss a equipment technology need for the council. We're not discussing anything else but that specific need that we call this meeting for. You are welcome to listen in, record if you like, as you please. We will not be taking comments on the chat. We're going to ask you to please, for this special meeting, Crystal, let's disable the chat at this point here because we don't want to have people asking questions and we don't answer the questions, then they think we are listening to them. But we are not, this is just for the council members to discuss, but you're more than welcome to listen into this meeting as you like. I'd like to acknowledge Bibi Matadin here, our face rep. Bibi, thank you for being here. And also we have Jessica Zilo from President's Council. Jessica, thank you for being here. Your co-person here, Jessica? No, she's not. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so great. Welcome to all of you again, my fellow council members. I will now hand it over to Barbara Williams. Go for it. Barbara? Is she unmuted?
Where is she?
Oh, Erica,
Sorry,
you can.
I was
Erica,
muted.
that's fine. Go for it, Barbara.
Okay, so I would like to raise a motion for us to talk about adjusting our budget so we could get laptops or iPods or whatever equipment it is for us to be used for our meetings, since we're doing it remotely and this is going to be for a while. And the reason is the issue is some of us are using our phones and every time we get a text or a phone call, the phone is cut off, so we're in and out. So I just figure we could, you know, adjust the budget and we speak about getting some equipment for us to use and then return them when all of this is over.
Okay, I second that.
You're on mute, VJ.
Do
All
we
in
know?
favor?
Do we know exactly? Do we need to approve like a specific purchase, or just are we just putting like a number into the budget for this?
So Crystal had sent, we had asked Crystal to do a background check on equipment, and she did send it out on the 18th. Did everybody get that? You could pull it up and we could look at what Crystal came up with, and then I guess we have to adjust our budget to reflect these prices. Am I right? Right, Crystal?
That's
Yeah.
right. I could show everything to you now if you guys like.
1 second before that, I want to ask Bibi just to be there to guide us along. In terms of, I'm thinking maybe in terms of next steps, I'm thinking to ask the council members if they have any concerns, questions, and let's discuss it. What are your thoughts, Bibi?
Yeah, exactly. I think Barbara, you wouldn't make the motion now. I think you would open it up for discussion to see which members are interested in doing it, and then Crystal can. I believe she has some estimations.
Yes.
Did you have some that were given to you? You could put that on the floor for discussion. Once you've decided how many of the members would like to proceed, then you will make a motion to approve the mod on the budget line.
Got
So
it.
you have a figure, don't you, from SGO? Okay, so you open it up for discussion. Once you've solidified what you're going to do, the next step will be your vote to modify the budget on that specific line, and then we'll talk dollars.
Thank you,
Perfect.
Bibi.
So thank you so much, Bibi, and thank you, Barbara, and thank you, Erica, for being so eager and willing to make the motion. I agree with Barbara and Erica's concern in terms of making sure council members have technology to be able to join these meetings. Again, we are also affected by this pandemic in a way that we didn't expect. When we apply for these positions, having a laptop or internet service technology available was not a requirement. Now it is for many of us to do so, and also we are sharing our laptops, our computers, and our technology equipment with our kids to do their work. So I totally agree, and I support this motion, this idea to move forward with it. Other council members?
Barbara, I have a question, please.
Yeah.
Barbara, you said at the end of the day, when we're hopefully live once more and see each other, that we would return the technology. How does one return it? How would the return process be?
When we spoke about it in the check-in, Bibi said that if we order, if we get laptops or iPads or whatever, gadget we get, it's gonna be DOE.
Gonna be asset tagged. Yeah, it gets asset tagged.
As DOE. So when we are done, if we go back to brick and mortar, we have to return them back to DOE.
So we would,
Unless you still, Howard, unless you still need it for your council business, then you would keep it until your term ends.
so the purchase would be from DOE, and we would be paying DOE the money.
No, it's a DOE merchant, it's a DOE approved vendor that we are using our money that we were allowed to use. That is not going to be used because we are not doing live things and not for other reasons. So I think it's in any way, it's a great question, Howard. It'll go back to the council for us and for future members in the future ever who has to ever use this equipment. I think also for us to, if we do return live, we could save so much paper. We could send out the agendas out electronically, and we'll send out all these, like from the SGA and from all these people who send all these presentations out. We can have them electronically, and we can use them in live meetings to have these documents in front of us. So it's a win-win in either way. Yeah. Go ahead, Howard.
Barbara, thank you. Bibi, thank you. Vijay, thank you for the explanation. I understand the concerns many people have for wanting the electronics. And I think in this climate, and I'm just speaking to me because it's nagging at me. There are so many schools and so many students that are wanting things, needing things. I'm wondering, we have budgetary money. Would the money be better spent doing something else? Providing PPEs for students or something of that nature? It's just nagging at me.
No, Howard, I had proposed that before, especially since we weren't utilizing our stipend, or however you call it, to donate, to make a donation. And I had talked about that many moons ago, and wanted to address that too. Because remember, we have, our budget is there, we're not utilizing it. So that was a suggestion. And then what we're discussing here is, if you don't need it, then you don't have to get it. And that's what we're trying to say. Those who need it can get it. But we had made a suggestion, I did, and Barbara had did before also, suggesting that we donate our money to buy PPEs or to schools that need it, that was struggling to get these type of things that you're talking about.
Erica, thank you. I wholeheartedly agree with you and Barbara that we should do something like that. And what you're saying to me for clarification,
Howard.
I'm sorry,
Let him finish, Barbara.
Yeah.
Erica, what you're saying to me is that the argument, the motion for having the electronics is separate and apart from the idea of providing PPEs to needy schools.
You're muted, Erica.
Correct, because like I said, in a meeting that we had before, when we knew we weren't utilizing our monthly stipend because we don't have childcare or any other things, it was to come up with an amount, a figure. And this was right before Paula had left, when we were talking about donating our money. And I guess somehow it got lost in translation. And I'm sure if we go back to our minutes, we can find where it was mentioned about coming up with a dollar amount and seeing how we could put that money and where would it go to, you know, whether it's just, you know, buying a bulk amount of PPEs and distributing it or whatever, you know, because we know they're going to need the stuff. Some schools still don't have sanitizers in different areas. So is it buying those things? But like I said, somehow between the whole going back to school, everything just got lost, but it was definitely brought up.
Erica,
we approved that motion. We approved the motion to donate like $1,000 to students in temporary housing.
Ted, I just want to make sure we have like the lineup correct. I think Barbara first, then yourself, and then how we're going to respond. We're going to respond to Erica first, and then Barbara. Howard?
I want to say something when you guys done.
You'll come after Ted, Andy.
Oh, no problem.
Erica, thank you very much. I cannot tell you how this makes me feel so great. Love to revisit the subject and make this happen. Thank you.
Barbara Williams.
Yes. So, Howard, piggybacking on what Ted said it before I could say it. If you notice in our last budget, we had reserved $1,000 for the homeless, for them to buy stuff for the kids that was in the homeless shelter. So we could still do that, but I'm saying the money that we all are getting every month, which is $120 that we were supposed to get for our travel expensive and childcare and whatever, we're not getting it because we are going remotely.
Right.
So that's the money that I'm talking about. Instead of us sending it back, this is like 2 years in a row that we're sending money back to DOE. The next CEC council members that come not gonna get that money because they're gonna say that we're not using that money, so we keep sending it back. That means we don't need it. So that $1,000 that we put aside, we could still do that for the you know, for the PPEs or whatever. But this money that is our money that we were supposed to get, that's entitled to us, that we're not getting, is the one that I'm talking about for us to use for the equipment that we need. So we could still put that money away, 1,000 or 2 or whatever we have when we adjust the budget for our student also.
Great.
And just quickly, Ted, and then Andy. But we could also do it at night. Just really make a motion to let's say, let's put aside all leftover funds towards this pandemic, you know, related costs and things that we need. Right, Howard? Ted.
Oh, I'm just, you know, it sounds to me like this is being brought because we have 2 members who are using their cell phones to attend meetings and they're getting interrupted by text messages and stuff like that are in their calls are getting dropped or their Zoom connections getting dropped. So obviously, you know, we need to do something if they don't have the equipment, you know, and we can't really necessarily assume that everyone has equipment to attend the meeting. So something needs to be done. You know, I'll just leave it up to Crystal to figure out what the appropriate equipment would be. But you know, I'm okay with doing whatever needs to be done. You know, obviously, if it's something that can be reused by the DOE afterwards, that would, you know, obviously be ideal.
Thank you, Ted. Andy King.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm at work still, but it's all right.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, Barbara, you make a wonderful point. I mean, I got a clear picture of what you're actually saying, and you're actually correct. I mean, every year, we would have gotten our money anyway had we been traveling and coming to the meeting and so on. And I mean, you're right. It's our money. We just not collecting it. While that is so, Barbara, I definitely see your vision, and it's very, very good. But in my case, what I would do, I would donate the computer. If you guys decide to buy the computer, is it possible for me to donate that computer to some child in the community that really don't have access to one?
From my understanding, Andy, it does not belong to you to make a decision. It goes back to the DOE, like the CEC28.
Yeah, I know. I know. I am telling VJ. The money's going to go back. So we don't want the money to go back. We want to use.
No, not the money. The equipment, the computer. Once we buy them, once you finish using them, for example, it'll go back to CEC28 stockpile. So we'll have these laptops and computers for the next council or for any other members who want to use them. It can be shifted around to like this DOE to that school to that school.
Gotcha. Well, then in a case like that, then I'll definitely I'll go ahead with a motion, because since I thought it cannot be, the money or the computer cannot be used for anything else but us CDC members, instead of giving back the money to DOE, I will definitely use the money then.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, let's call out to Micah Morrison and other members if they can want to chime in really quickly before we make the motion.
Can I ask a question? Sorry.
Hey, the Robert is here. Yes, I'm going to mark you present. Robert,
I have a quick question on this. What happens if it breaks within the time? Like, right, what happens if you drop it? Are we going to then be responsible for returning it in one piece, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? I'm going to obviously give it back, but what if it's, there's something that goes on?
I'll let Bibi answer that question.
Hi, Robert. How are you? And the reason this is the reason why, and I think you sent me an email on that. You can certainly get a computer half price at Best Buy or Costco or BJ. But the reason why you go through the vendor is because you're covered by the warranty and the insurance, and IT covers the equipment if there is anything wrong with it.
Got it.
So once it's asset tag, we cover that 100%.
So drop away, Robert. Drop away.
I away.
No, listen.
Don't you say
we
that
all have
away
little
now.
kids. My son's gonna drop it for sure.
It's for you.
Robert, are you clumsy?
I was so happy when my daughter's iPad came with that case. Oh, that case has saved it at least 10 times already.
I just want to.
And you can get that too if they have that, Crystal. If you're buying a device, you can ask to see if they have protective cases and add that.
Yes,
You might want to put the budget up. You might want to put the budget up so the members can see the lines and then walk them through. Yeah.
Okay, so Erica.
Yeah, I just want to add, in case you need it, I found my notes on September 3rd in our meeting that we talked about the budget for 2020, and we talked about donating. Oh, what's going on?
Ooh.
Oh, we talked about donating for children in homeless shelter. We talked about the amount of $2,500, and then we even suggested to raise it to a donation of $5,000. So that was on the September 3rd meeting.
Right, and we could definitely bump that up today and really raise that up to discuss and really move forward with that in terms of how and where the greatest need is. Back to Howard's point, I think we should definitely think about doing that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We can even table this at that point for our business meeting that's coming up in October, so that we can discuss it more in depth, and we could all do a little research in the meantime.
And you have some cost savings too here, like your printer. You have a copier that's leased. You can talk to TGI. they will probably suspend that. And then you have some Zoom licensing. Money can be shifted.
Sorry, Micah and then Elena. I had called Micah first, sorry.
I support the iPads. I really have nothing to add.
Thank you. Elena?
Yep, support totally. iPads or Lenovo's, whatever's needed.
Thank you. Rajwinda?
Yes, I'm in favor of that.
Okay, so I think we have all of, did I go through all the
Robert.
Yeah, well, didn't Robert just
yes, I vote yes, but I still want a laptop, just by personal preference. So I will find one that you from the vendor that's if it's fine, right? I don't know how this works, but if that's okay, I'd rather get one of those, and it'll obviously not be more expensive than an iPad.
You were going in out a little bit, Robert, but I think what you were saying is you would prefer a laptop instead of an iPad. I think that we were saying that Crystal's iPad laptop was a good one that she got, and we could definitely work with C members who need laptops and those who need iPads, and we'll provide those to what we need to get.
Yeah, and I don't need a special expensive one. it'll be within the cost of an iPad.
Thank you. I think we got the major point of that conversation. You were going in and out again. So
the point. Yeah.
motion again, please. Now, does anyone have any questions about here?
Just another point of clarification.
Yes.
So based on Crystal's sharing, the $1,210 that is apportioned for all of us except for VJ, that individual portion would be, if we don't utilize it, would be returned to the DOE.
Correct.
Right.
Bibi, can you confirm, please?
So you get $25,000, and now that you know member reimbursement are probably not applicable to all members,
Right.
you reallocate the money. You don't necessarily have to leave $13,000 under member reimbursement. You can reallocate. And so I want to make sure that the council understand, if you're reallocating money for equipment, you need to make a motion on the total that's going to be given. So you're voting on this mod. So if it's $6,000, let's just say roughly, you make a motion to put $6,000 in the equipment line, and then you have someone second that, and you need 6 votes to carry it out.
Right, but what Howard was saying is what happened last year too. Any money that wasn't used was then turned back.
So if you don't,
so that's what we're saying. Yeah,
that's how the monies are for school.
No,
for us.
but that's what we're new to this, but that's what happened last year. So that's what we're trying to
So
prevent.
last year, I remember there was a pot, and you could put money in the pot. ECC had already started that.
We did that already. We did that last year already.
So you can also reallocate monies here and say you want to put some for equipment, website, and then you leave open. You have a line that you have, and you put a bulk of money there, or put it on a P card, because the P card we know lasts the longest.
Right. So I feel like the rest we should do, like if we do half the amount of this $13,000, right, for equipment, the other half on the P card, and as we discuss, schools in needs for masks, equipment, etc. Or if you go back to live and we have to order whatever it is, at least that money is on the P card. So I think, can we make the first motion to move the money to the equipment line? Someone could second that. And let's move.
Again, everything.
Oh, wait. 1 second. Crystal, do you have a number, like an approximate number, if we were to get for everybody, depending on who? Let's estimate if everyone wants to get one, more roughly what it'll be.
Okay, so when I made this equipment line here, I added 1 laptop. That was for VJ. That's the 1,089. That would be, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Yeah. This item right here. So Lenovo ThinkPad. It's like what I have here. And then what I saw in Shop DOE, they actually had a 10-pack of iPads, 10.2 inch here. So that would be 1 for each member. So that's what was budgeted for. Now, if you wanted, I got the 10-pack only because there's 10 of you.
Right.
And, everyone would have one. But if you guys want to add a laptop, then we could just add that amount to that too. So
I feel comfortable saying let's do like half the amount. Let's do like 7,000, whatever it is over here. A protective casing for the iPads or whatever it is, casing for the laptops, because we want to protect these things, right? We just want to be reckless with them, right? So let's have equipment less like that. So I would prefer we move half the amount over here to the equipment line, and then the remainder will be going to the P card. And then we acknowledge that remainder will be used as we discuss the needs, community based on schools, what they need in terms of, principals can reach out to us and say, hey, we need X, Y, and Z, and we can spend how we think we can go as far as we can go. What do you guys think?
Crystal, was one of the laptop 1089?
Yes.
So now I think Robert wants one. So that would be double. Plus the 10 iPads were $4,758.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend the council put $10,000 in the equipment line, and if you have extra, then you can always move it later, following the budget calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually wanted the laptop too, because for the meetings, I actually like to use laptops.
Oh,
That's
you opened it
6,000
up
already.
now. Everybody wants a laptop.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine. This is the money. Listen to me. This money was allocated to us, the council members, for our needs and our costs, right? So if you
one question, VJ.
Yes.
One question, VJ. Then this is for Crystal. Crystal, you're talking about the from the vendor with a warranty and so on, right? With a warranty and the spill and whatever. How long would this warranty be lasting for?
To my knowledge, it would be for as long as you have the device.
Okay.
But it's a DOE product, so
yeah,
it would come with.
That's the trick, because now should we go back to normal, right? And then we gotta continue paying for the warranty. We gotta allocate money from somewhere else to continue paying for the warranty.
To my knowledge, I mean, since these products is an Apple product and they and Lenovo and they have contracts with the DOE, my understanding is that the warranty will always be there.
Bibi, can you confirm, please?
She's absolutely correct. There's no money to reallocate every year to cover like you would normally a personal device. It's a one-time shot.
One-time purchase.
Yep, all one shot.
Perfect.
Okay, so the one-time shot is for the life of the computer.
As long as you have it.
Okay, that was just a clarification. All right, no problem.
Yes, Andy.
Micah, you was gonna say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I don't need an iPad. I want to decline that. And I also want to make sure, per the discussion here, in a general sense, any money we have left over, we're going to go to use to help with the pandemic.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's what the idea going to be. So I feel like if you put aside like 10,000 from the amount over here, that'll cover what we need to cover, right? And then the remainder, what, $3,608 will go towards a P card. And again, if not everyone gets a device, at least whatever's still left there, we still have the authority to move this money later on as need be, right? For the webs, for the food and refreshments, we have $2,100 here for food and refreshments. We're not doing that right now. Let's say
website.
Huh?
That's for the website.
No, sorry, for refreshments, or we have blank. Okay, so for a copier lease, we're not copying anything right now. Are we paying $1,656? Let's discuss that and get all that extra money. My thing is, whatever money that was given to the council, let's use it up for the community, whichever way we can.
Yep, I agree.
So for the copier, you'll have to, like I said, contact TGI because I think it's combined contract, so it's like a cumulative.
Right.
But verify with them what's covered under the ratified contract.
Definitely. Okay, so let's move forward with this stuff. So Crystal, Bibi, do I have to make my motion first to move the money, and then Barbara could do the thing for the?
Yes, you make a motion to move $10,000 to the equipment line.
Okay, I make a motion to move $10,000 to the equipment line.
Second it.
Thank you, Barbara. Can we make a vote on that, please?
Roll call. Roll call.
Roll call vote. So let's do roll call vote. Vijay Ramjan in favor. Yes. Barbara Williams.
Yay.
Elena Aminova.
Yes.
Erica Cooper.
Yes.
Andy Medes King.
Yes.
Micah Morrison.
Yes.
Robert Tamayev.
Yes.
Howard Pollock.
Yes.
Rajwinder Kaur.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Okay, Barbara, can you make your motion now?
Sure. So I would like to make a motion for us to use that money for equipments for our CEC.
I can hardly hear you, Barbara.
Excuse me?
I can hardly hear you, Barbara.
Okay, I'll speak. I'll get my mic. I would like to make a motion for that money to be used for equipment for our CEC meetings.
I second that. Okay, can we make a vote, please? Vijay Ramjan. Yay. Barbara Williams.
Yay.
Elena Aminova.
Yes.
Erica Cooper.
Yes.
Andy Medes King.
Yes.
Ted Chang.
Yes.
Micah Morrison.
Yes.
Robert Tamayev. Robert.
Yes, sorry, I thought I wasn't. Yes.
You were tweeting there, that's what happened. Okay.
Yes.
Howard Pollock.
Yes.
Rajwinder Kaur.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Okay, I think we have reached the end of our meeting, unless anyone has any burning situation to discuss.
I have something related, very minor issue that I'm sure will be approved. The website person said that our sort of file hosting thing is sort of reaching capacity, and it only costs $30 a year to increase our web hosting to like 200 gigabytes. And it's literally $30. So I think we should just sort of, wherever we need to move money to, you know, fund that, we should do it.
So what do you say? Where can we do that?
So, yeah.
Bibi, I have a question about that. Could we put something that's a recurring charge on the P card?
For what? We're trying to have recurring charge for?
Well, it's a monthly fee to up our storage in our Google Drive. That's for the website. So we have recordings that takes up a lot of space. So
and then when the P card is no longer in use after school year ends, what happens? During the summer months, because you get back a P card in September. So there are a few months that you don't have one.
Well, can we add a line then?
The budget is depleted at a certain time of the year. And then in the summer months, you don't have money. You have to wait for the budget to come back.
Can we pay up front or get billed later on?
That's what I'm alluded to. Like, can they charge you up front, a bulk charge?
Right.
That's you have to discuss. You have to negotiate. And remember, we don't pay taxes.
Okay, so.
Right.
Does the P card work as just a regular credit card? Because this is Google we're talking about. It would just be a credit card purchase.
It does, Rob. But at the end of the school year, the P card is no longer active. It's depleted. It's done. Whatever money you have on it, if you don't use it, it's no good. It expires June of the year.
Well, it would only be for them. So then the next council, if they want to have Google, then that's something they will have to discuss. So, I mean, could we still do that? Because it'll only be open until what, June? And we'll only need it until then.
It would be a one-time purchase. It wouldn't be a monthly thing. So we could just purchase it at the beginning of the P card period when we have the money.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that works. That's what I was.
So it's $30 per school year, Ted?
Yeah, as far as I understand, it was 30 for a year.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's
yeah, you can pay up front.
Make the motion.
Wait, BJ, hang on a second. Before you make the motion for that, just remember when you're getting these devices, you need Wi-Fi capability and data plan. Have you discussed that on the floor?
All of the iPads do come with Wi-Fi.
Do they come? All your laptop, the laptop and all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I have the same.
I prefer a laptop.
Yeah. I have the same laptop. I have Wi-Fi capability on this.
Crystal?
Built in.
Mm-hmm.
Wi-Fi or
but not data.
What's that?
If you don't have Wi-Fi, would you be connected to data like on an iPad?
Well, I mean, you mean my laptop here?
Yes.
I haven't taken it outside. I've only worked from home.
Well, that's what I mean.
I could double check. I could double check what the cellular capability is for, you know, this laptop, but I got the Wi-Fi iPads only because everyone was home. But I mean, would you guys prefer cellular? Because then I would look into seeing how much that costs.
That's $10 a month extra. That's through T-Mobile, and that's what DOE has.
Okay.
I think you need to be able to connect if you're not in an area where you have this.
So like when we're in the schools, obviously, so there's no internet.
And Barbara has her hands up, right? So
Crystal, could you, I just want to know, could you come up with the equipment so we could look it over at our next business meeting on October 3rd, so we could approve them on see which ones we are getting. I mean, if who's getting laptops, who's getting iPads, and what kind they are, and and what kind of capabilities they have.
Okay, so everyone prefers to have cellular and Wi-Fi, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so I would just say if everyone could send me who wants a laptop, so I know how many to put and for the budget for the next meeting. And I'll have
that right now. Can y'all just say who wants what now?
Yeah, who I know. So Robert,
laptop for me.
Elena,
laptop for Andy.
Andy.
Laptop for Erica.
So can I just say, for those people who wanted an iPad, is there a reason for that? Again, I'm I'm not opposing. I just think that if most of us get laptops, which I just think is better for a meeting. You know, the camera is up, it stands better, doesn't fall. But I think that laptop that we're referring to is just a little, it's powerful, right? So if a lot of us want it, it might not work out to pay for that. I would go with something a little cheaper if there's one available.
I agree.
Plus, Bibi had said there's no Apple products that was available anyways.
Well, we have it now. It's available now. It's available now. You
Apple
can get,
product?
yes, you can get
It's only
Apple iPad.
$1,000, right? $1,099. That's not much. DOE prices are always higher than what you get outside, Robert.
No, I understand that, right? But there's 10 of us. If 8 of us get laptops, that's $10,000. So it's cost effectiveness goes down. I think iPads are what, $600? What was the number? I'm sorry, I think I missed it.
It also depends on the model of the iPad. I mean, there's really cheap iPads too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think, Crystal, if I may help you here, I think what Barbara was saying is that maybe later on the council will just look at the pictures that is on Shop DOE and they can select and so forth. Barbara, was that what you were saying? Yes. And you decide, because they already voted on the money, it's on the equipment line. So you don't need to make a motion for the type of equipment. The type of equipment is up to the council.
Yes.
And you just need to manage that within the $10,000, right? So you discuss among yourselves who's getting what.
Right. So just let's to move forward. Just send Crystal an email or text in the group, whatever it is. I need a laptop, and she'll get some prices, whatever it is, and she'll float them around. Crystal get 2 prices, one of the one that you have and a cheaper one. That's
Okay.
it. Choose, and let's not make it excessive, please. And we choose, we move along. Who wants the Lenovo? We get that one. Who wants an iPad? Choose an iPad. And who wants? And if you give it specifications like how many gigabytes, how many memory, how many this, that, put all that in there, and you choose.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's good.
Great. Ted, can you do your thing now, please?
Well, and I'm not even sure if we need a motion on it. Does the P card just already have a lot of money? Because $30 is nothing. So if the P card already has plenty of money in it, then as long as everyone understands that Crystal's going to spend $30 on web hosting, then she can just do it on her own. We don't need a motion for that. So is there money on the P card already?
There is.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so then she just go ahead and do it, Crystal. With I think assuming there's no objection.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay. This is today is the 22nd. Council members, if there's anything you want to add to the business meeting for discussion, I'll get to you, Howard. Please send it out to us via email to Crystal and myself, and we'll discuss and let you know if it's going to be added to the agenda. If depending on time and how much time we have to discuss things, but most likely it'll be on the agenda. But please send us your suggestions if you want to discuss something at the next business meeting. Howard.
Thanks, BJ. I have an ask for Bibi. The DOE said some information about mandatory random testing for COVID for students and possibly teachers, but didn't really go into a lot of explanation about it, how it would be conducted, what kind of parental consent is needed. I was hoping, Bibi, that you could fill in the blanks for us at some point in time, letting us know exactly what this plan is going to consist of, how the DOE is going to choose, or something like that, please.
Yeah, sure. I'll send you some information, Howard. But yeah, so the special meeting is around the budget, so I don't want to get into the guidance and policies, right? Because we have an audience. So
no problem.
I can certainly send you some information.
I
do want to say, VJ, that you have to make a motion to move the money to the P card. I think we did not do that as yet.
For the $30?
3,000, I think you're moving the rest of it.
Oh, I make a motion to move the $3,000, $3,608, I think it was, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I second.
I didn't make the motion as yet, Robert. Hold on. Oh. I make a motion to move $3,608 to the P card. Robert,
this is for equipment purchases. What is this for again?
We are moving it from the member reimbursements line. That's the remainder of from the member reimbursements to $10,000 to the equipment and the $3,608 to the P card.
Okay.
Save it for
To be
later.
used to consider for later on to support our community for the pandemic. Any other questions about that? Because Robert already seconded it already, so I'm going to do a call to approve it. Vijay Ramjan, approve. Yes. Robert, Barbara Williams.
Yes.
Yes.
Erica Cooper.
Yes.
Andy Meadows King.
Yes.
Ted Chang.
Yes.
Micah Morrison.
Yes.
Robert Tamayev.
Yes.
Dr. Tamayev. Howard Pollock.
Enthusiastic, yes.
Rajwinder Kaur.
Yes.
And I would definitely, great, motion passed. I will definitely ask Crystal to please look into our budget and see what other money is not being used or what we anticipate not using for this year. And let's also put it to the pandemic use, because sooner than later, so we can have a more robust response to our community in terms of whatever is needed at this time. Okay, so at this point, this meeting has...
1 second. Sorry, before you finish, can I, Howard, I'm just going to give you, and I think this is for everyone, just some information. I'm sorry, 1 second. On the alternate side of that, there was an email sent today to all doctors and medical providers that we must now absolutely report every single teacher and DOE member that we see that is positive for COVID or flu within 3 hours. So it's going to go both ways, unfortunately. We give away, which I think it's a little crazy, but that was mandated by the state. So we, as a doctor, we must follow it.
And that's with or without consent from the parent, from a teacher?
Apparently so. It's not, does not make that clear. It just says as soon as the result's available, you must report it.
Report to who?
The state medical board.
Got you. Okay, I think Bibi can definitely, Bibi, if you don't mind sending out that response to the whole group. Robert, if you don't mind to add your piece too, and then we can have something to report back for next meeting, would be great. That we can have a good summary of that. That'd be wonderful to know. Members, I think we have accomplished our task today for a special meeting. I definitely want to make sure we keep it at the top of the said. At this point, I will, go ahead, Bibi.
Robert, did you say within 3 days?
3 hours.
3 hours. 3 hours.
The COVID doesn't have a timeline, but it says that if you do flu testing and it's positive, you must report within 3 hours. I'll email out the.
Yeah, if you send that to me, then I can add to that.
That's
and then
great.
Follow up.
I'd love to see that, Robert. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see that letter too.
Micah, you can report on it.
Hey, you better believe it, baby. You better believe it.
VJ, before we close,
Yes,
one quick
Erica.
question.
Yes, Erica.
I don't know if just to discuss, I know with the money that we gave Crystal, what are we doing with that as far as for the presentation of the award?
So here's my opinion. I think an award is not a gift. An award is an award. I think it's an award of thank you. An award saying you are great.
Right.
I totally feel like I can buy that, something like I can. I am happy to take that money from all of you and put it together and not buy it with the council, the labor and council's work, and order it in the whole nine, or someone of you can do it. So it's not tied to the CEC if we feel strongly about it still, but I totally think we should definitely go ahead and do something like that and not call it a gift, not call it any kind of like, whatever it is. It's a plaque, it's a glass.
Just give it to her off the record.
Yeah, we gave one to our last AA. We gave one to our last AA. We gave one to our last person before me. She got one too. So I don't think it's going to be something that when they were leaving for the years of service, we gave them. I have one right now here that I got from the CEC last year. A little plaque says, "Thank you." You know, that's what we do.
Don't expect one from me when you're leaving, because I'm not giving you nothing.
Because I ain't going nowhere. That's what.
Okay, no, the reason why I asked because we haven't moved forward with it, so I wasn't sure.
I agree 100% because you know why? There's so many mixed communication about it. So I think in this thread of thought and this thread of line, let's not call it a gift. Let's not call it any kind of like whatever. It's a plaque that we don't. Let's not discuss this over our CEC emails we could discuss this in our private group that we don't discuss things.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Is that
good.
fair?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So at this point, it's now 7:53 p.m. This meeting's adjourned.
Okay, goodbye.
Have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Night.
Good night.
Good
Bye,
night.
Jessica. Bye-bye. Thanks
Thank
for
you for
joining
the
us.
information.
Bye.
Great
Thank
job,
you,
as usual.
Bibi.
Great
Bye,
job.
guys.
Great job.
Thanks, Bibi.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Crystal.
Good night, good night, good
Thank
night, everyone.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See you
Always a
soon.
little humor.
Hey, Howard. Howard.
Yes, I responded to you because the chat was disabled.
Oh, I'm a co-host.
625.
Oh, minus 623. Damn it. We're not on
Wait,
the same-
Howard. Howard, wait, hang on. Did everybody
Yeah.
leave? How many people we have here? 8? Oh, there are 8 of us.
Cindy, Barbara, Elena.
I can kick away with the non-members. Hold on. Remove.
Okay.
Remove. Goodbye. All right, members only.
Elena, they make you host when the meeting is over.
So
Oh
wait,
my
we did not know of that. That's probably came from the governor this today. That was probably released